cope if the ball is spinning. They've got options like that with their bowling.
Wonder whether West Indies might think about using Gayle or Samuels to bowl. You know, if things are going well for the spinners.
I think more likely to be Marlon Samuels. Next delivery just blocked away. I mean, you think about the action of bowling. I mean, Gale's off almost a one-step run-up, isn't he? But even then, that's asking much. You don't want anything to break with your best batsman, do you?
Do I have to bowl off one step? Do I? Are you asking me to do that?
You know what I mean, though. It's like, why bother? I guess you'd ask Gayle how he's feeling, really. I mean, we saw him running in between overs. Getting to the other end, he looked fine. So maybe he's all right.
Yeah. We shall see. But West Indies have just tried to claw it back here, though, haven't they? Getting those quick wickets.
They have, but that won't stop the run rate because Root's well in and Stokes is absolutely flying at the minute. He may not get many, but he scores quickly, and so while he does, they've got to be careful as Holder comes in again, and it's not a bad ball to start with. That one, almost a deeper gully, stops that.
Just switching focus there to indoor. Australia have been pegged back somewhat. 256, 255 for 4 now against India. Smith and Maxwell falling in quick succession. Maxwell first ball.
Yeah, it was Gayle with that last stop. Next delivery, and there's a lovely gap found by Joe Root. 4 runs with this lovely square late cut. Nice that.
It was, wasn't it? It was too wide that from Holder, and at that pace, Root was quickly into that and used the power of his bat to beat the infield, and it raced away, didn't it, for 4 runs? Good shot.
He slapped it into a gap. He knew there was nobody there, nobody at point. Hit it right through point. Yeah, good shot. So Holder's got every reason to be tired now. Come loping in, he again skipper's not. Maybe just thinks he's got to bowl himself out before they get set, and let that the pitch dry out before he brings those spinners on. Gets full effect. Next delivery hit just behind Gayle.
I don't know about Holder getting tired. I'm tired as well. It's long got a haul these.
Yeah, well, I was born tired.
I was up late watching the Mets play the Nationals in baseball.
New York Mets. I know the Nationals.
Washington
Nationals.
Yeah, they've won the NL East, so they'll be in the playoffs. I think they're on course now to face the LA Dodgers. Is
Spider-Man a Mets fan?
Spider-Man, I don't know. He might be a Yankees fan.
I don't think he is.
No.
I think his Uncle Ben was a Mets fan.
Well, that's good. That's all right.
So Spider-Man by default, and he's a Mets fan.
That's all right.
We're having him. Anyway, next delivery, and that one again takes a thick edge. There's a wider out gully. It's Nurse try to take evasive action, I think, rather than field it. But let's see what happened here. He's diving. I don't know if he hit him on the leg. Actually, it's a good stop, that, really.
It is. I mean, he's got down to it, hasn't he? It came up to fair lick, didn't it, that? And he's got something on it, stopped it for going for 4 anyway.
Yeah, he hit it hard. I'd have been jumping out of the way, personally.
Yeah, me too. Or dived over it. Yeah.
Right, 91 for 3. Root's the man on strike. Holder comes into ball. And that one... again, hit backward a point. Man has to come off the boundary. There is no backward a point at the minute. And they've got a cover fielder, and then they've got Gayle, who's sort of like a deep gully or something.
Yeah. They've got several different wicketkeepers, haven't they? Shai Hope has the gloves in one-day cricket. Jason Dowrich had the gloves the other day in the T20 game. I seem to remember off the top of my head. I think he did anyway.
1 ball left with this Holder over, and he'd be bowling to Ben Stokes. He's 11 from 10. And now he's 12 from 11. He takes a single off that last ball. I guess it'd be Cummins continue at the other end. I wonder how long Holder can go on. I'm tired because I watched that awful film last night, Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh dear.
And that's 2 hours 12 minutes and I'm never going to get back. My missus liked it. Thought it was pure old nonsense.
Yeah, well, that Burnley Huddersfield game yesterday afternoon, I'm going to get that back. So that was awful.
Yeah, I watched the best of it on Match of the Day.
I'm surprised it was on Match of the Day.
There was a shot from Del Potro, wasn't there? And
there was.
I think that was about it. All I remember of it.
It was indeed. It was a shocker.
I did a couple of good games. I did the Liverpool game, Leicester-Liverpool, great game that yesterday. And Swansea.
What do you rate? What do you think, Swansea? Well, they avoid relegation, but they won't cause too much of a kerfuffle going forward.
They might get relegated.
Really? Yeah.
Here comes Cummins. And, there's a dot ball there. As that one seems in a little bit to left-hander, and Stokes plays sort of down the wrong line. But he gets enough on it to drop it down into the deck in front of him. I don't think there's enough goals in Swansea. Bonnie, again, actually did all right yesterday. They need to find him. They were very negative yesterday. Played with a back five in the first half. And then scrapped that. Second half were much better, but unfortunately didn't win. Next delivery, and that one flies through the wicket keeper and no shot offered. Dot ball. Watford, on the other hand, are a comfortable top 10 side, I think. Yeah. They had loads of players missing as well yesterday, and still managed to get 3 points at the Liberty, and look good. Richarlison, he's a really good player.
Yeah.
Watford have got this number 11 who plays inside left. He's got this habit of he looks like he's not going to get there before then he does.
Yeah.
Stokes then spins on his heel and he's able to get this one away, but only for a single. He didn't quite catch hold of that as he might. Richarlison's good. Then they've got the likes of Pereira and they've got plenty enough. Andre Gray very lively yesterday. And
I felt Burnley missed him yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, if he could have got him up front with Wood, you know, obviously they had to.
They want pace, aren't they? And you can't have Wood and Woakes.
Yeah.
Two same or Wood and Barnes. You know.
Yeah.
Next delivery just blocked away. I think Burnley go down this season, despite the start they've got, despite those points away from home. Just a vagary about Cahill getting sent off and all that at Chelsea.
Unless they played one up front at home. They bolster the midfield, and they had Hendrick running from midfield. I felt it was a bit negative yesterday, and it doesn't very often. I'll come off in a second.
Next delivery. Oh, it's a top edge up in the air. It's a good chance of catching him. Is there? No, it's flown. It's a flyer. 6 runs, but he didn't mean that. I don't feel.
Yeah, he's not that short, to be honest, to be pulling round the corner. He's got a top edge, and it's flew for 6. And he's a lucky lad, Joe Root, there.
Well, he just tells you how short the boundaries are, doesn't it? But, no way does he mean where that ball has gone. He looks and it flies. The cameraman can't keep tabs with the ball because the ball's gone nowhere near where the arc of the bat is, but it's 6. 35 from 24 now. Cummins next delivery, worked off middle and leg. There'll be maybe 2. No, they don't take it on.
I felt it's not very often in a Premier League game Burnley will go in as favourites, against a Huddersfield side who were plenty of endeavour and whatnot. But Huddersfield would be delighted that they got a point away. Well,
Burnley all last season played 4-4-2 at home. So why go 4-5-1 now?
Yeah, I don't understand. So
all you're doing is making it an arm wrestle in midfield, aren't you? And because Huddersfield were probably always going to play 4-5-1, weren't they?
Well, yeah, it was 4-2-3-1, but it's exactly the same. So you're absolutely right. Then they changed it to 4-3-3 Huddersfield, and again just bolstered the midfield a little bit more, and it just became a.
Well, that could be 4-6.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It just became 2 boxers swinging. not even connecting. You know, that was that kind of game, and it was never going to enlighten it.
It's a great point for the Terriers, isn't it? That?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there'd be. As it happens, any away point is a good point, isn't it? Really.
So it swings and rounds, isn't it? Burnley win at Chelsea, but then can't beat Huddersfield at home. You know. So I think they're in big trouble. I don't think they've got goals. The form at home kept them in it last season. I think if you want to win at Turf Moor now, you've got to be prepared for a war. And if you are, then you'll get something there. If you go there thinking, oh, fancy Dans, we're better than them, you're not going to get anything. But I think players know what to expect at Turf Moor after last season, and the teams that go away will know they're going to have to run through a brick wall to get something. But if you're prepared for that, and I think that most of those guys are in the Premier League, they know when they need to be tough. Then Burnley are not going to thrive at home like they did last season. I think they're in for a long haul. Huddersfield have got some momentum, haven't they? And while they still have, that'll take them as far as it takes them. They still could be in trouble. Brighton and Newcastle both could be in trouble. Newcastle have had that run of form, but that doesn't make them great.
No.
And for Brighton, I think they've got to be probably favourites to go down, don't they?
Yeah, you got to look at it like that, haven't you? Really, I think, unless they make some manoeuvres in January.
My bets today, I think it's going to be Newcastle's Hayden to be booked. He's a loose cannon, absolutely, and they've got loads of those. Between him, Ritchie and Shelvey, if he plays, he's almost guaranteed at least 2 out of 3 yellow cards.
Yeah.
The other guy in the middle as well, Marino, is a bit nuts. So there should be a few yellow cards in that game today, depending on who the referee is. If it's Martin Atkinson, you leave those bets alone. Any other referee, you're probably golden. They're showing us the wickets again. I guess it's a drinks break, but
yeah, I think you're right there.
Fairly warm. I mean, looking at the Met Office, they were saying about maybe 10 to 20% chance of rain right now. It looks dry as a bone out there, really, although it's a wet outfield, you know what I mean? Almost a nice sunny day, really. Bits of fluffy cloud. There is rain, or the likelihood of rain from 4 o'clock is about 40%, and then after that, I think 80% from about 5-6 o'clock. Heavy rain scheduled then. So we're likely to be involved with Ducky Lewis some point later in the day, but for the moment, well, England are not in great shape at 101 for 3. Not really. 3 wickets down. If Duckworth Lewis is involved, wickets can count for a lot. It's very likely England get through their innings, and then it may well be, West Indies going to get 20 overs in, which will make it a game. The rain's probably going to do that.
Owen Morgan is Jermaine Defoe of cricket.
No, he's not. No, he's not. That's casting aspersions at Jermaine Defoe, isn't it? Although Defoe maybe should have made it 2-0 for Bournemouth yesterday, and I backed Bournemouth yesterday to win 2-1 and 3-2, and by all accounts they had 3 gilt-edged opportunities. They could have gone 2-0 up, which would have made my 2-1 bet good.
Yeah,
that was a reasonable price, 20-1, but not to be.
Spin out.
So Bishoo bowls the leg. He's worked away for a single. In fact, 2. They've done well there. Hard run 2. So change of pace, and Holder couldn't bowl forever, could he? Although he was trying. So Devendra Bishoo then. No young man is he anymore, and not given a great chance. I don't think the Test matches. That one ball short, and it's through Holder, and he might just reach the boundary. It's a long chase. In fact, it won't.
Madeline Samuel's there to mop up and gets a throw in, but poor fielding from Holder. We'll let him off. He's bowled 7 overs.
Bishoo's 31 now, and he's played for Barbados Tridents as well. They've been playing with Eoin Morgan.
Opens the batting for him. Yeah, the Caribbean Premier League.
Next delivery, and that's short again, and well, this time it's hit straight at Holder, who fields it, although he can only deflect it, and there'll be another single. Root now is 41 from 28. Holder jumping around in the field. Bishoo then bowling his leg breaks. 3 balls, of course 5 already. He needs to tighten this up somehow. There's been no real control over the first 3 deliveries. He's from New Amsterdam in Guyana. Devendra Bishoo. Plays for Barbados. Had played for Guyana Amazon Warriors.
31. A little bit now.
I wonder what Guyana's like.
A tropical, I imagine.
Next delivery, and just flicked away. I mean, it's weird that it's part of the West Indies anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. It is bizarre. Yeah. It's something in a curve, isn't it, that the West Indies have? They've got a load of those countries, and yet, you perhaps wouldn't attach Haiti or Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico to the West Indies, yet Jamaica is, So.
Next delivery, and over pitched, punched away. They take an easy single. They were kind of milking the ball. They're 7 from 5. You've got 1 ball left of the over to Ben Stokes, who likes to take the spinner on. Stokes is 14 from 15, and he's yet really to uncoil. Next delivery. And he's happy to watch that one, just block it away, really.
Yeah, I think England have done well.
Yeah, I think Stokes is aware that they're 3 down a little bit too early, and that he is resisting the urge to fling the bat right now.
Yeah, just rein it in a little bit at the time. Once the power play's finished, he can then manoeuvre the ball around and, pick the bad balls when you want to hit them, Just make sure you keep rotating the strike. I expect the run rate to drop a little bit, but, more than 6 and over.
Yeah,
it's, very healthy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they're 6.75 to start with. They're struggling to build it up. But after the first 10 overs, weirdly, after power play, it got easier. Miguel Cummins, he's bowling at about 88 miles an hour at his quickest, and here he comes again. But again, bowling a little bit shorter, proving easy to hit. Root is positively flying at 43 from 30. It comes under the radar that he doesn't look like he's exerting himself, does he, really? I mean, he got lucky with 1, didn't he?
Yeah.
Top edge for 6, but they've been clipping along really nicely.
No, you're right. He's been batting really well, Root, and it's all effortless, really, isn't it? He's playing some normal shots as well.
Yeah. And Stokes 14 from 16. Stokes now able to work one through the leg side. We'll take the single. Good throw in from the deep. And no great harm done there. You just feel like there's a 4 ball in every over, though, at the minute.
Yeah.
110 for 3. Australia 273 for 5. They've only got a couple of overs left. I guess 300 will take some getting. Next delivery, again, just flicked away. They're milking this ball, and I said he bowled at 88. That was about 84 mile an hour. Cummins has thrown in the odd good ball, but he doesn't seem. It seems a bit more scattergun, really, the way he approaches it, or that he's got no great control.
India have really pegged that back, haven't they? With the wickets that they've got, there were 230 for 1 at one stage, Australia, after 36, and now 273 for 5.
Somebody's succeeding with the ball, aren't they? Next delivery, and again it's hit off the deck, looped over the top of Joe Root at the other end, but then was picked up by mid-off for no run.
Ben Stokes just honing in on 1,600 ODI runs. Root one away from 3,900.
Yeah, and Root, well, his average is tiptoed to 50 now. Next delivery. That's a lovely shot from Ben Stokes, or is it? Did he bounce just in front of the rope?
I think you're right. Yeah, just fell short. That's a shame. Picked it up well.
You never know, do you, with the camera angles, whether somebody's just there to catch it or he's good to go. But well, he danced down there for that shorter delivery. He hit it over a fielder's head, and he only just bounced before the rope, clipped the rope on the way over. Nice shot though. 19 from 19 now. Next delivery, a shorter ball. He's onto it pretty quickly. But there's a couple of boundary riders on that leg side. So he takes just a single.
Yeah, another good over, wasn't it, from England there. It's ticking along nicely. Keep that scoreboard ticking over and keeping up a good pace.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, this is the point where you put in the building blocks and it can go quiet. But the nature of the batsman, Joe Root's seen it like a beach ball, and Stokes is really aggressive with his batting, and so scoreboard ticks on really nicely. I said Stokes may have been aware they're 3 down, and maybe he's in it a little bit earlier than he would like to fling the bat. But you deliver him a poor ball, he just, right, okay, I'll take it on. He's not hanging about. It's not in his nature. Bishoo bowls now and over pitches, and that one's worked away. They'll get a single at least. Misfield by Nurse, but and then a terrible throw. They think about the extra one.
Discipline. That's what it needs. He couldn't get the ball under control. Nurse. He went to throw it, missed it, and then because he was that angry, chucked it over. Shai Hope, who's not a tall man.
No, he hulked that one, didn't he? Puny gods. Anyway, next delivery, again over pitch, and it's easy to hit these, but well, there's a man at the rope waiting for that, Marlon, who didn't do so well, did he, in the Old Trafford one day. Not only did he score at a measly strike rate, but he got out by Ben Stokes, strangling one down leg side. Next delivery just punched away. Mohammed is the fielder. England happy not to go for broke here. Happy to milk the singles, and it's pretty much all that they did at Old Trafford, really. Don't take a risk by chipping the ball in the air. And easy singles are to be had as Joe Root again sweeps it through leg side. Powell is the fielder. But it's another easy run. Happy to take the 1s and 2s, which sets England aside from Windies, who don't really, as a team, seem like they're like running between the wicket that much. Next delivery is a bit shorter, and Stokes readjusts to just clip it away fairly straight to Marlon Samuels again for a single.
Yeah, you're right. It's all about power hitting and the power play, isn't it, really, from the West Indies? They're not really keen to sort of rotate the strike too much.
Next ball. Better line of length this time, and but Root's able again to drop a bat, and that Powell picks it up on the fly and throws it in while he's running. Decent fielding, but again, Bishoo, I would say, milked that over. And, well, England are the best between overs 11 and 40 with run rate, getting close for 6. Because they've got such a deep batting lineup with such aggressive batsmen, it, doesn't matter so much about power play. When you think back in the day, power play used to be the be-all and end-all for England, who then had timed themselves in knots losing wickets in power play because it was that important, because they didn't score, during overs 11 to 40, really.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they're aggressive at every point of the game. They've taken on Brendan McCullum's philosophy and ran with it, I think.
Yeah.
Ashley Nurse, an off-break bowler, 28 years of age, 28 stone. He'll bowl now. He might not be 28 stone, but he's a big lad, isn't he?
He is a big lad, yeah. I always thought that when they've got the tall men bowling, they always end up being slow bowlers, like Suleiman Ben. A giant of a man, wasn't he? And he always ended up being a slow bowler.
Yeah, you wouldn't pick that, would you? 6'7" or whatever it was. What are you? Spinner, really?
Yeah. And they used to have Joel Garner, etc.
Takes all sorts, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Quite a character, Suleiman Ben.
There's an even bigger character who plays in the CPL and the 50 over game for West Indies, whose name just escapes me at the moment.
You keep thinking, kid. I'll keep working. 122 for 3. You know whose name I forgot yesterday? Odioni Garlo. I thought, yeah.
All right.
Dini came on. I said, yeah, he used to be part of a good partnership. For the life, I couldn't work out who it was. These players do come and go, don't they? Next delivery, and not a bad ball. Root slaps it into the ground, but there's nothing to be gained off that. Fielded by Holder. Nursery second. Just clipped too long on. But he's time to take an easy single. Stokes might want to take on Nurse. For some reason they're showing us Rovman Powell at the boundary. Don't quite know why. Nurse bowling to Stokes, bowling into the footfalls, bowling round the wicket to the left-hander. Probably a good idea. Tied him up enough for the first. That was a dot ball. Next delivery, reverse sweep. Oh, and it's through the fieldsman, and that's 4 runs. I don't know how close that was to the man round the corner, but we'll take another look and see. Premeditated it might be, but well, fielder never gets behind it, throws his hands at it, and so just got to think again now. Stokes. Next delivery, just scraped through the leg side. Again picked up by Holder at mid-on. So Nurse has gone for 6 from his 5, and England do what they do. And this one drilled straight to the fielder in the covers. 6 off it, but that half of the course really for England. The run rate 6.74. They're about 6 or 7 every over, and they're finding it very difficult to stop them in their tracks. I think we found our mystery man, our character. Right then, what can you tell us? Well, I've never seen the like. He's a big man, isn't he?
So watch out for him, Rakeem Cornwall. He's been on the periphery of the one-day side.
Next delivery, hit off the back foot, slight misfield. I take a single, England. He's a big boy, isn't he? I tell you what, type in Rakeem Cornwall into your search engine, look for images. He's a big fella. R-A-H-K-E-E-M, Cornwall, as you might expect.
Yeah, he's played for the President's 11 against England.
Next delivery, hit straight to man back with a point. Joe Root looking for 50. Just, I don't know, getting a little bit anxious. I mean, he's got to get 50 to get his average. That is something, isn't it? But next delivery, and it scoops it forward. There's just the one to be had. Moves on to 49 then.
He's a big lad, Rakeem Cornwall.
Yeah, I don't think there's many bigger cricketers.
Plays for the Leeward Islands.
Yeah, he has the look of the great Satchmo, doesn't he? There's a bit of Louis Armstrong about him. Stokes moves on, just a single off that next over pitch delivery from Bishoo. Root now on 49. Another 50 coming his way. Has to get 50 or he's letting his average down in this format. Unbelievable.
Well, I think young Cornwall feels at slip. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
And doesn't move.
Only 24, blimey.
Yeah.
I wonder how much he weighs. So, next delivery. And Gayle stops that one. He didn't want him to get his 50. He takes 2 steps, stop with his foot, then takes the warm applause of the crowd. Gayle, he fielded something. Root's still on 49. Now he's on 50. Well, nothing succeeds like success, does it? He's just a run machine, really. He's averaged now 50.06. 24th 50 in 1 day's 10 hundreds.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from Joe Root. And England have improved as well. They're 132 for 3. I know they lost the 2 wickets in the last 10, but their run rate has gone up slightly. So 50 for Root, then a 41 ball. Stokes 30 from 28. And I don't think Australia are going to get 300. They're going to fall short. They've lost a 6 wicket and they're 284 in the final over. So Nurse will start now. Right arm over and Root drives to mid-off and there's no run. And yeah, England are in a really promising position here. It's West Indies are after wickets though. Try and stop England getting a big score. Root off the back foot pushes it on the offside and there is no run. And again, it's England looking good. Root 50, Stokes 30, Nurse then short. Playing on the leg side by Root to short. Fine leg, no run against. Chris Gayle's there, well fielded. Ironic cheers for him, fielding before. Nurse again, in he comes, right arm over, this one short. Root plays off the back foot, punches it into the covers, wants a single, and will get a single as well, and he moves on to 51. And while Stokes is on 30. This partnership, 59. Batting really well, these two, in just 9 overs. They've kept the run going for England. In comes Nurse then round the wicket as Stokes knocks this one down the ground for another single. 133 for 3. 134 for 3, my apologies. Paul Fisher and John Hogan bringing you commentary today. This third one-day international off-tube studio-based commentary. This game taking place in Bristol. That's short from Nurse, pulled by Root, but down to the man at deep square. It's Marlon Samuels down there, so another single. 135 for 3. Root moves on to 52 from 46 balls. And that's the end of the over. We've just seen a medley of Joe Root's shots to bring up his 50. And a good start then from England. I know they lost a couple of wickets. They lost Jonny Bairstow for 13 in the 6th over. And Alex Hales was out LBW to Cummins for 36. Owen Morgan's out first ball for Shai Hope off the bowling of Jason Holder. England was 74 for 3 in a bit of a pickle. But Joe Root and Ben Stokes have got things back on track as Bishoo continues. Fuller delivery, swept by Root. Back to a square. And there is Lewis with the throw. One more to the total. Root moves on to 53. England will be trying to whip through the overs. West Indies rather trying to whip through the overs in the middle overs anyway. Stokes on strike. Bishoo comes in off the back foot. Stokes punches it forward. One more to the total. Powell with the throw. So this partnership 61. England 137 for 3. Root on strike then. This one short, Root off the back foot, pushes it forward, there's no run. Root in his 95th one-day international. Ben Stokes in 62nd. Playing for a while, these two, you would imagine. Australia 293 for 6 after 50. So they're almost towards 300. India pegged it back. I was looking at Australia were going to get quite a big score. In comes Bishoo then as Stokes is back and across and plays the ball back to the bowler. And there is no run. Root 54, Stokes 32. In comes Bishoo. Stokes comes down the ground, lofts him forward. That'll be a big 6, and it is. 145 for 3. Stokes moves on to 36, and England are in a very comfortable position here at the moment. Coming down the ground, big shot. His second 6, or is it his first 6? Yeah, his first 6 was the one fell short, didn't it? First 6 for Ben Stokes, 144 for 3. Stokes, this one tickles this one through mid-wicket, picks up a single there. Again, he moves on to 39 from 33, and 145 for 3. And that's the end of that over. Whipping through the overs here, 22 gone. England 145 for 3. Looking in a good position so far. Basis at the moment, so we're at platform to go forward. This partnership now 71. Current run rate makes England getting 330. Predicted to get a big score on this. Short boundaries. Remember, whatever England do, West Indies can do with the bat. Got a bit of discipline about them with the ball. She'll have to wait and see. Stokes on strike then to Ashley Nurse. Only gone for 9 in his 2 overs. Right arm round the wicket to Stokes. He tries to cut. Quicker ball that from Nurse, and it's taken by Hope behind the stumps. No run. Tried to cut that off the back foot, Stokes. Wasn't there. Nurse again this time gets closer to the off stump, gets forward, and there's no run. 145 for 3. Stokes on 39. Nurse comes in again. Stokes gets forward, and there is no run. Here comes Nurse. Stokes gets forward again, drives it down the ground, will pick up a single. And he moves on to 40 from 37. Nurse, right arm around the wicket to right arm over to Root. I'll get it right eventually. Tries to play it through mid-wicket. Dot ball. And it's 146 for 3. 1 ball left in the over. And all eyes on Moeen Ali there, what he can do. England setting a platform for a big score. Nurse comes forward. Root tries to dab it down to 3rd man. And there is no run. End of the over, end of the 23rd. England 146 for 3. Root's 54. Stokes on 40. That Australian card for you in a second. 293 for 6. And finish from India and superbly to restrict Australia under 300. Conceded just 59 of the last 10 overs after a fantastic 100 by Aaron Finch. Stephen Smith with a 50. For 6 then. 46. In comes Bishoo. Stokes playing forward, and there's no run. Stokes just seems to have a golden year at the moment.
In comes Bishoo. This one to Stokes. Plays on the leg side. No run. Lots of England players in good form. Equally, there's some players who aren't as well. Going into the Ashes. Get a month off before they travel out to Australia. They'll play a few warm-up games as well. Try and get their schedule for England. So 147 for 3 in the 24th. In comes Bishoo. So floats this one up, driven by Root. Wants a single, will get a single as well. And one more to the total. England a tour match against Western Australia on the 4th of November at the Wacker in Perth. Then they play in comes Bishoo. This one's cut away by Stokes, and this may go to the boundary for 4. It does. Nice shot that from the Durham all-rounder. Off the back foot, through the covers. He waited for it and moves on to 45. And England 152 for 3. One ball left in the over. So they play at the Wacker, a tour match, then they play a domestic first-class multi-day match. I'm not too sure what that means, but it is against Cricket Australia at the Adelaide Oval. They play another multi-day match against Cricket Australia in Townsville after that. Whether they're first class, I'm not too sure. In comes Bishoo to final ball of the over to Stokes. Forward, and there's no run. And it's the first test on the 23rd of November, so they've not gone for an extensive warm-up. Unlike the last 2 times they've done that, they've gone a few more games have gone for less this time.
Yeah, but I think when you keep looking through your list and realise that the New Zealand afterwards means that they're in Australasia for 4 months, and he's long enough. So yeah, we've got our work cut out, haven't we? Some of the timings are not great. We cover every single England game that means something, really. We might not do the Cricket Australia ones. We may not do the Western Australia game, but anything against Australia in a test match format. So 23rd November is the start at the Gabba.
In comes Nurse to Root, plays this one down the ground, picks up a single.
Yeah, the test matches are always something, aren't they? But they can be hugely disappointing as well. You know, I think in recent years they've, for one reason or another, they've all seemed to finish quickly, being a mismatch, either because England have been too good or Australia, the Ashes.
Comes Nurse again, reverse swept by Stokes to backward point. He'll get 4 runs for that. Nice shot from Ben Stokes. He moves on to 49.
It's the second time he's reverse swept. Nurse now for 4. Doesn't do it all the time, and of course it's premeditated, but
yeah, nice shot. Yeah, you're right. He's premeditated, but still, Nurse was very wide with his delivery. Stokes capitalised on that, and he's in such good form at the moment.
Yeah, he's seen it like a beach ball, isn't he? Got a full bat on that.
Nurse comes in again, then to Stokes, gets forward, and he punches this one down the ground.
50.
For 50, yeah, 50 or 44 deliveries. 58 for 3. I think that's 5 4s and 1 6 he's hit. Double check that in a second, but yeah, 5 4s and 1 6 off 44 deliveries. So well battered, Ben Stokes. He's 10th 50 in 62 one-day internationals.
Yeah, his average will be creeping up. He's 35 now. You want to be amongst the great batsmen, you've got to be 40 plus, don't you, really?
Yeah, it's a benchmark, isn't it, really? He got a slow start to his one-day career. This one's punched through the covers, beats the fielder. A poor field in there. One more to the total. Who was it there? He'll let the ball go through him. Not sure, but England move on to 159. Powell, was it? Rovman, Powell?
Mohammed.
Jason Mohammed. Nurse then, right arm round the wicket. This one's driven by Stokes to past Mohammed this time. And the throw will come in.
One more to the total again. England 160 for 3. They predicted to get a minimum 330 here.
Yeah, it's going to be good, isn't it? I mean, it looks like it's difficult to start with and then gets easier this wicket.
Root comes forward. There's Nurse down the ground. One more to the total. That's the end of the over. And there's not much spin. The two spinners policy, as it stands at the moment, is not quite working for the West Indies.
No, but they've got to get the overs from somewhere. And if you think that, Taylor's got to come back in, who was getting it all wrong, where did they turn? Holder bowled well, but, he bowled, about 7 overs off the bat, didn't he? And so he hadn't got much left. So slim pickings, really. These slow bowlers are not really getting it done. They've been milked and then a little bit more. And who's going to bowl at the death? All good questions and all reasons why England should go on and put a massive score right at the beginning. We were saying 270 would be good. Now we're thinking anything's possible for England. They could go and get a great big total. Only 3 wickets down.
Yeah, absolutely. England's world's their oyster at the moment. Midway through the innings then, 25 overs gone. Rovman, Powell will be coming on. Changing direction for the West Indies. What we got there? Medium fast. So.
Yeah, another moderate bowler really. Doesn't pull up any trees. Occasional bowler. He'll have to be cute with his line length and pace.
He comes now, plays him off his pad through mid-wicket. Pick up a single. Fielder there, Lewis gets the throw in. One more to the total. Now going back to the Ashes tour, England kick off at Brisbane, and a ground where Australia are particularly strong. They very rarely lose there. So they've got it a tough start straight away, haven't they? And then they've got a day-nighter at Adelaide. It starts at 4 a.m.
Still no good to us, is it? I mean, that could have been so much better, couldn't it?
Certainly could. In comes Powell again. This one is Stokes guides this one down to deep backward point. Gets a single there. Had to hurry.
I mean,
there.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of it goes under the radar because it's ridiculous times tonight. But if the day 90 was at the Wacker, which starts at 2:30, you've almost got a reasonable starting time then for a day night, haven't you?
You'd think that'd be 6:30 start, wouldn't you? Yeah, you could cope with that, really, couldn't you?
Yeah, more or less, and then I think you would just get more interest. But instead, it's
get on the phone. Cricket Australia. Powell comes forward as Root guides this one down to third man, a short third man.
I guess they're not concerned about us and our shift patterns. They're not bothered whether I sleep or not, are they? And then the most terrible thing of all is Christmas Day being ruined by having to put my drink down at about 6 o'clock, go to bed for a couple of hours before the 11:30 start.
This one guys down to short, fine leg, doesn't pick up a single again.
So on Christmas Day I'll be doing that.
Yeah,
but they're not misers here. They actually get time and a half. That's the only time at this office because they don't care about bank holidays or anything else. Part and parcel of sport. Yeah. But actually working on Christmas Day is something that most won't do.
Yeah, they're not Scrooges, are they?
Well,
have I gone too far there, John?
No, they are Scrooges, but even Tiny Tim got a pat on the back at one point.
He certainly did, didn't he? Yeah, he certainly. Well, they gave him a crutch, didn't they?
Yeah, well, he wasn't told to hop everywhere, was he?
Exactly. In comes Powell then to Root, gets forward, wants a single, but no. Sent back by Stokes. End of the over.
Joking aside, I mean that for me that's exciting, and at the MCG 90,000 in there. It's weird, isn't it? Because some of that wouldn't be my favourite ground, not by a long chalk. But when it's actually rammed full, that natural bowl with 90,000, it's something, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
It is something.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you've got plenty of good cricket to come, and what you want is England to compete in it for a change, don't you? So,
yeah, I mean, I felt at times, they've not taken the right team, and then they've done well, and and other times, they've got those great big seam bowlers that should go well on the surface, and then, the Boyd Rankins and all those players of this world have fallen to bits. Like, the last tour was just an incredible. What could go wrong went wrong.
I wasn't part of the team at that point, so I missed out on the joys of that.
It wasn't joyful. And
Stokes gets forward, Nurse plays the ball back to him.
And England were that bad. What we do is we block out. Well, you're going to do the first test because you're into the sleep patterns then. So you've got 5 days booked out, and then you end up getting 3 because England are rubbish.
Nurse gets Stokes gets forward rather to Ashley Nurse, who sets up the pace off it.
What they could do is they've got to virtually win every toss, and getting a bit of momentum batting first, I think.
In comes Nurse, and this one's driven down the ground by Stokes. Will pick up a single. One more to the total. 165 for 3. Have they moved on? No, 164 for 3. Apologies.
Yeah, I think I'd take Jake Ball, take Plunkett, Wood.
Yeah, I mean they've with Roland Jones now 99% certain to miss the Ashes Tour due to.
Well, I wouldn't have taken him anyway.
I would have done.
I think a line and length bowler like him's not going to have any effect in Australia, really.
Comes through mid wicket by Root. Will pick up a single.
I mean, he's a moderate bowler and just cannot see it. Cannot see him thriving over there. I mean, Anderson always found it difficult, and he's got a lot more control.
And so I mean, Mark Wood he'll make a difference if you can get him fit. That'd be perfect for us. This one from Nurse cuts back into Root and he cuts it away, picks up a single.
Not a bad ball, a decent shot. That might have been Ashley Nurse's best ball, but dealt with fairly ably by Joe Root. I think as long as the games are tight and it's a good competition. I mean, Australia last time round in England, were disappointing.
This one's pushed forward by Stokes, back to Nurse, no run, end of the over.
I think when the victories come too easy, when it's a bit bloodless, isn't it? I'm sure for the players it's always great to win an Ashes series, but you'd like to feel you're up against good opposition and that it counts for something. Not like Australia last time, all at sea, with a sort of new formation, new team, having lost a lot of talent. It didn't add up to a hill of beans for me, that. And in fact, the mini series before against New Zealand was brilliant. Hard fought against a team that were well matched with England, and I thought that was sensational. And the Ashes were after the Lord Mayor's show, really.
Yeah, a lot of people predicting England to get beaten this Ashes. I think they're going to be closer than what the pundits are expecting.
I think England get beaten as well.
This one's a lovely shot from Joe Reed. He waited for that from Powell and cut it away down to deep third man boundary for 4 runs. He moves on to 66, Route 66 off 62.
Yeah, that's right. Route 66. That's what he's got on the back of his shirt. And the score.
England might get beat, but it might be something like 2-1 or something like that, or
I don't know.
Maybe 3-1 or something. But
I have the feeling that England haven't got the players to trouble Australia over there at the minute.
In comes Powell. We've got a case of bigging up Australia better than they actually are, so I'm not too sure that they're.
I just think it's in the bowling. They've got a battery of those big, tall, quick bowlers who go well on that hard surface.
They can keep them fit, John. John, every series they go into now, they're losing 1 or 2 of them. So they've got to keep Stark fit. Hazelwood's gone home from Pat Cummins has gone home from the one-day series.
Yeah, they've had a bit of a problem with that, haven't they? I think the archetypal ball in Australia is tall.
Yeah.
On those hard surfaces, you want somebody who slightly just back of a length for a short ball. A lot of the batsmen, a lot of the leaves in Australia it's too short. It's going to hop over the stumps. It isn't leaving on width necessarily. It's a very different batting style as well.
Powell comes in. This one's short, so Root guides it down to third man, gets a single as well, a cheeky single there.
When England thrived and won the Ashes last time over there, I think Finn bowled well. Tremlett bowled well. The guys who were supposed to bowl well, Big Tot, who looked like they should take to it, did. You know. And obviously, like I said last time, they took another battery of big, tall bowlers who, for one reason or another, Finn imploded, Boyd imploded. I know that they both had injuries as well, but it just didn't work.
Powell comes in, Stokes drives this down the ground for at least one. The fielder comes in, Taylor, and they'll stick at one as well.
I mean, Plunkett should go well. You know, we want a pace bowler, so we want Wood in there, don't we, if he's fit. No reason why Jake Ball shouldn't go well there. Again, he's got a lot to learn, but I'd be taking him, I think.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. Bresnan did well, didn't he, when he played 8 years ago, whenever it was. This one's cut by Root to backward point, no run.
I mean, the thing about Bresnan, he's such a good batsman as well. He's getting like 30, and then he's going to weigh in with a wicket or two. I mean, all that, if you're going to be successful, it's just another piece of the jigsaw. What England can't do is have their, you know, if you take Jake Ball, he gets nothing with the bat and doesn't bowl that well. You know what I mean? That's no good. So he needs to kick on. I wouldn't have taken Roland Jones anyway. I just think he's built for a nice English seaming kind of wicket. Really, you're not going to get that in Australia.
Here comes Nurse, right arm round the wicket. This one's swept by Stokes, well on the ground. Backward a square.
However, I would be thinking long and hard about drafting him in when they play against New Zealand. You know, it's entirely different, isn't it? You know, they've got Bolton Southey, they're, you know, good seam bowlers, and it's a different ball game. It's not as hot.
Yeah, the drop-in services, aren't they, in New Zealand? Predictably green at times, aren't they? And they can score plenty of runs in there. It's a mixed bag, I think, in New Zealand. So yeah, you're right. It's a chance to have somebody who can do something like Roland Jones can. This one's played back to Nurse by Root.
Just shake of the hands there. The 100 partnership, the ball before. So these two guys have picked it up and done really well. 174 for 3 now.
Just shy of 17 overs as well, John. In comes Nurse. This one swept by Root. Doesn't connect that well. It's backward a square. And I'll get a single. It goes down to Marlon Samuels. One more to the total.
Pakistan won the recent Champions Trophy. And how did they do that? Well, for me, it's a combination of factors. They got off to a terrible start, which made them look long and hard about their team.
Stokes just drives this down the ground, picks up a single.
We were calling for Wahabrias to be dropped, too expensive, and they did that. They made the hard decisions and, you know, sorted it out. I think what got them over the line was their bowling in this period of the game.
Nurse comes in. This one swept round the corner by Root. You're going to get 4 from it, is he? Yes, he has. That lazy field in there from Samuels. Just watch that go over his foot, and England pick up 4 more runs.
He wasn't going to slide there, was he, Marlon? And, you know, it's 4 runs. But yeah, when you saw Pakistan bowl in the building blocks overs, they were giving nothing away. I mean, they were strangling teams at that point, and, you know, nobody ever got going. They were sensational, Pakistan, you know, and I think teams need to look at that as we see one float over the rope. What a shot. Big 6 there and a drop in the crowd. He looks crestfallen, doesn't he, that guy? But
fuming, wasn't he?
It's a good shot, though. One in the slot, and didn't he fetch after that one?
Yeah, he certainly did. That was a swept slog sweep, I suppose, from Root. But I tell you what, it was a classy one, if you could call it that. Any slog shot is a classy one, but it was a lovely shot, and it's one that he just practices a lot as he goes into cow corner, doesn't it? And with the short boundaries in there, yeah, he got 6 runs and full value for his shot there. Moves on to 78 now as England are 186 for 3.
Yeah, water carrier Curran comes out, and
he's part of the new breed, isn't he? Young 22-year-old Curran.
Yeah, he haven't seen an awful lot of him, but he looks like a fighter, and
he was fuming, wasn't he, that man?
Yeah,
cursing himself there.
He was. It was his opportunity, wasn't it? I don't think he was going to get a car or anything, was he?
No, target or something with a t-shirt on, like in the World Cup. Yeah, it's his big moment on telly there. He's fluffed his lines.
Run rate 6.5 almost now, and that's pretty good. Could be in for a big finish as well.
Powell comes in again as Stokes tries to weirdly half sweep from outside for a length ball outside leg stump.
Right, reverse sweeping of a pace bowler. Stupid idea.
What's he doing there? There's a wry smile to himself, but I tell you what, he could have quite easily given his wicket away.
He's right. It's all coming a bit too easy. He just wants to get his head in the game. A few more orthodox shots, please.
In comes Powell again to Stokes, who pushes forward, and there's no run. That's better. Both of them could be in for 100 if they want it. Only themselves will get themselves out at the moment, because the West Indies aren't bowling themselves to get a couple of wickets here.
Well, they just haven't got the talent, have they? Really. I mean, Rovman Powell shouldn't trouble Ben Stokes. We haven't seen the ball flying past the bat today. It's not been one of those days. Anyway, here we go again.
Powell comes in again to Stokes, who plays off his hips. Wants a single, will get a single.
That's not a bad ball from Powell, just good line of length, and he did well just to wait for it and take the single.
Certainly did.
So actually, it's a better over. This Powell's doing all right. He's not been that expensive, has he, just yet? Everybody's going for a few, mind you.
Yeah, Nurse was all right his first couple of overs. Only went for 9. So he's got to tap a bit in his last 4. This one's off the hips again by Root to in front of square. We'll pick up a single. There's Lewis with the throw.
I mean, two of the 4s off Nurse were risky reverse sweeps, weren't they? So he'd actually bowled all right.
Yeah, that's right. 2 balls left in the over. Run rate is probably maintained the same, really, hasn't it? Around 6.5 to just under. Even in this power play 2, they've done really well, England. Only above the rate. In comes Powell. This one's driven down the ground by Stokes off the back foot. Again, he'll just pick up a single. Sanders with the throw.
Again, Powell, he's taking a bit of the pace off the ball and making it harder, really. You always try and watch. I mean, you wouldn't replicate what West Indies have done in their bowling. Again, they haven't really had a plan, have they? Been a bit scattergun. But yeah, with the pace off the ball, it looks a bit harder.
Comes Powell again to Root. The back foot pushes it into the covers. And that is the end of the over. End of the 30th over. 189 for 3. West Indies have dragged it back a little.
Rovman Powell bowling at 74 miles an hour there and proving difficult to hit. I think there's food for thought right in there.